He says tonight you're going to witness greatness. I wonder what they think now, because Terrence Crawford undefeated in 39 fights.
Introducing el orgulloso guerrero de Guadalajara, Saúl Canelo Alvarez.
Terrence Bud Crawford.
The world, Terrence Bud Crawford.
Things took a wild turn after the controversial draw between Gervonta "Tank" Davis and Lamont Roach. Fans are now buzzing about an even bigger showdown: Terrence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez. After watching the Davis-Roach fight, Crawford had some strong opinions and didn't hold back. Before we dive into that, do me a quick favor: like this video and subscribe. 98% of you watch without subscribing, and it really helps. Done? Awesome. Now, let's jump in. The highly anticipated matchup between Gervonta "Tank" Davis and Lamont Roach Jr. ended in a controversial draw, sparking intense debates among boxing fans and analysts. While some believed Davis had done enough to secure the win, others felt Roach fought well enough to deserve the victory, or at least a clearer decision. However, the most explosive moment wasn't just the result but a refereeing decision that left everyone stunned. During a crucial moment in the fight, Davis appeared to take a knee, a move that typically results in an automatic knockdown ruling. To the shock of many, fighters, commentators, and fans alike, the referee didn't count it as a knockdown. This immediate backlash had fans questioning whether the officials overlooked basic boxing rules or if there was something more controversial at play. One of the most vocal critics of the situation was welterweight champion Terrence "Bud" Crawford. The undefeated champion quickly took to social media to express his disbelief. Crawford tweeted, "I've never seen someone take a knee and not have it counted as a knockdown. Must have forgotten the rules tonight." His tweet quickly went viral, sparking a frenzy on boxing Twitter, with many agreeing that the officiating seemed inconsistent and that Davis should have been given a knockdown. Crawford, known for his sharp boxing IQ, suggested that the rules might have been bent in Davis's favor. His comments fueled speculation that the officiating was biased or simply negligent. As Crawford continued to process the shocking events of the night, his thoughts shifted to his own upcoming fight with Canelo Alvarez. The controversy surrounding Davis and Roach only added more fuel to the fire for boxing's biggest upcoming event. Would judging and officiating play a role in Crawford's fight against Canelo? Would Crawford find himself battling not only his opponent but also questionable refereeing? With tensions already high ahead of the September 13th showdown, the Davis-Roach controversy only added to the chaos in the boxing world. Now with Crawford speaking out, fans couldn't help but wonder: would his fight with Canelo be just as unpredictable? The stage is officially set for one of the biggest fights in modern boxing history: Terrence "Bud" Crawford vs. Saul Canelo Alvarez, taking place on September 13th in Las Vegas. What was once a dream matchup between two pound-for-pound greats has now transformed into a highly debated, high-stakes showdown. This fight is no longer just about two champions colliding. It's about legacy, risk, and the unpredictable nature of boxing itself. At the center of this fight lies the biggest question of all: can Terrence Crawford overcome Canelo Alvarez's massive size and power advantage? Crawford, the undisputed welterweight champion, has built his career on skill, intelligence, and his ability to adapt to any opponent. However, stepping up in weight to face Canelo, a dominant, battle-tested champion who has reigned across multiple divisions, presents an entirely new challenge. The size disparity is undeniable. Canelo has competed as high as light heavyweight, knocking out much larger opponents, while Crawford has never fought above 154 pounds. The difference in natural weight, strength, and durability is significant, and many wonder if Crawford will be able to withstand the physicality Canelo brings to the ring. But despite the odds, there are several factors working in Crawford's favor: speed, footwork, and ring IQ. These will be his greatest weapons against Canelo. Crawford's ability to control distance, counterpunch with precision, and adjust his game plan mid-fight makes him one of the most dangerous and unpredictable fighters in the sport. His undefeated record speaks for itself, and if anyone can rise to this type of challenge, it's him. For Canelo, this fight presents a unique dilemma. Winning may not enhance his legacy, but losing could destroy it. As the naturally bigger fighter, Canelo is expected to win. The general perception is that his power and experience in higher weight classes should give him a significant advantage over Crawford. But if Canelo wins, critics will say, of course, he won. He was supposed to. His victory might not earn him much credit, as many will view it as a fight where he had all the physical advantages. On the other hand, a loss to Crawford would be devastating. Losing to a smaller fighter, even one as skilled as Crawford, would leave a permanent stain on Canelo's career. It would raise serious questions about whether he's still in his prime, whether he made a mistake taking this fight, and whether his best days are behind him. The pressure on Canelo is immense, more than it's ever been in his career. Adding to this pressure is the fact that Canelo initially avoided this fight for years. Fans and analysts long speculated that Canelo had little interest in facing Crawford, knowing the risks involved. But when Saudi Arabian boxing mogul Turki Al-Sheikh made an irresistible financial offer, Canelo finally agreed to the fight. The decision to take this fight wasn't just about proving his greatness. It was about the money and the spectacle. Now, with the fight approaching, Canelo must deal with the weight of expectation. Can he deliver a dominant performance that silences the doubters? Or will he find himself in a tactical nightmare, struggling against Crawford's elite movement and counterpunching? One thing is certain: Canelo has everything to lose, while Crawford has everything to gain. And that makes this fight even more dangerous. With the drama surrounding the Davis-Roach fight, fans have already seen how officiating and controversy can impact the sport. Crawford's frustration with that fight's outcome raises another critical question. Will the judging and refereeing be fair on September 13th? Boxing has a long history of controversial decisions, and with the stakes so high, there's a growing concern that politics and favoritism could play a role in how this fight unfolds. If Crawford dominates Canelo but doesn't get the decision, it could spark one of the biggest controversies in boxing history. Likewise, if Canelo wins by knockout or clear decision, critics will question whether Crawford was ever built for this weight class in the first place. This fight is more than just a clash of two champions. It's a moment that could redefine boxing's pound-for-pound hierarchy. It's about legacy, risk, and proving who truly belongs at the top of the sport. As the boxing world debates the highly anticipated showdown between Canelo Alvarez and Terrence Crawford, one veteran voice has stepped into the conversation: Roberto Diaz, the former vice president of Golden Boy Promotions and a key figure in Canelo's early rise to superstardom in the US. His insights into the fight have sparked intrigue, especially as he challenges the widespread belief that Canelo has every physical advantage over Crawford. Diaz, who has spent years studying fighters at the highest level, believes the pressure in this fight falls squarely on Canelo's shoulders. Unlike many who view Canelo as the clear favorite due to his size and experience at higher weight classes, Diaz sees a different reality unfolding, one where Canelo is walking into a dangerous, lose-lose scenario, while Crawford enters with almost nothing to lose and everything to gain. According to Diaz, Canelo is the fighter who must prove something on September 13th. Most experts and fans expect him to win, so even an impressive victory won't significantly enhance his legacy. However, if Canelo struggles or loses, it will be a catastrophic blow to his reputation. Diaz summed it up perfectly in a recent interview. For Crawford, there's little to lose and much to gain. For Canelo, victory is almost expected. That's where the pressure comes in. Diaz points out that Crawford is coming into this fight as the underdog, yet is not carrying the weight of expectation. The world already knows he's a generational talent, and if he falls short against a naturally bigger opponent, the loss won't tarnish his legacy. It will simply be seen as a daring move that didn't pan out. On the flip side, if Crawford wins, it will be one of the biggest accomplishments in modern boxing history, a moment that could elevate him to the status of an all-time great. For Canelo, however, mistakes are entirely different. A loss would be devastating, possibly signaling the decline of his reign as boxing's biggest star. One of Diaz's most controversial statements is his rejection of the idea that Canelo holds a major advantage. While many emphasize that Canelo is the naturally larger fighter, having fought at super middleweight and even light heavyweight, Diaz isn't convinced that the difference is as dramatic as people assume. Crawford's actually the bigger guy, longer reach, Diaz says. You've got to take these chances. You've got to be one of those greats remembered in history. This is what it's all about. Diaz highlights that Crawford has a longer reach, a naturally broader frame, and an elite ability to control distance, which could neutralize some of Canelo's advantages. He argues that while Canelo is bulkier and more muscular, that doesn't necessarily mean he's the superior physical specimen in this matchup. Crawford has shown time and again that he can strategically break down his opponents using superior footwork and ring intelligence rather than brute strength. If Crawford can keep Canelo at a distance and avoid getting trapped in close-range exchanges, his physicality might actually be an advantage rather than a disadvantage. Diaz's comments add another layer of intrigue to this already highly anticipated fight. If Crawford can use his length, speed, and movement to dictate the pace, he could force Canelo into a technical chess match, rather than a brawl, something that could tilt the fight in his favor. However, Canelo has never been one to shy away from pressure. If anything, he thrives in big moments. As September 13th approaches, one thing is clear. This fight is far from a one-sided mismatch. It's a battle where both fighters have unique strengths. As Roberto Diaz has pointed out, the narrative surrounding Canelo's supposed size advantage may not be as straightforward as it seems. With legacy, pride, and history on the line, the boxing world waits to see who will rise to the occasion and who will crumble under the weight of expectation. The stakes have never been higher for Canelo Alvarez. He has fought in high-pressure situations before, but his upcoming showdown with Terrence Crawford is unlike anything he has faced in his career. This isn't just about another championship belt. It's about his legacy, his reputation, and his place in boxing history. For many analysts, Canelo is walking into a no-win scenario. If he defeats Crawford, the immediate reaction from critics will be, well, of course he won. He's the naturally bigger fighter. But if Canelo loses, the fallout could be devastating. His dominance in the sport would be questioned, and his reluctance to take this fight earlier in his career would only add to the criticism. Fans and pundits would say, Crawford outclassed him. Canelo isn't the fighter he used to be, and this proves that Canelo avoided Crawford for a reason. His legacy would take a massive hit. Unlike his past fights, this one carries little reward but massive risk for Canelo. For years, fans and media speculated that Canelo was avoiding a fight with Crawford, while the weight disparity was always the primary reason. Many wondered if Canelo saw Crawford as too dangerous an opponent. However, everything changed when Turki Al-Sheikh, the Saudi Arabian billionaire boxing investor, made an offer too lucrative to refuse. The financial incentive turned what was once an avoidable risk into a business decision that Canelo ultimately accepted. But money aside, the risk remains very real. Canelo is facing an undefeated, highly skilled opponent with everything to gain and nothing to lose. Canelo has always been a fighter who thrives under pressure. He's faced and defeated legends like Floyd Mayweather, Gennady Golovkin, and Sergey Kovalev. He's proven time and time again that he can handle the biggest stages. But this fight feels different. The questions surrounding it aren't just about skill but about mental toughness, strategy, and the ability to perform when there's no safety net. Will Canelo walk Crawford down and impose his physical strength? Can he neutralize Crawford's speed and footwork? Or will he fall into Crawford's tactical traps and get outboxed? While Canelo is dealing with immense pressure, Terrence Crawford enters this fight as a man on a mission. He has already cemented his place as one of the greatest welterweights of all time, but this fight could push him into all-time great status. If Crawford outsmarts, outmaneuvers, and outworks Canelo, he won't just be the man who moved up in weight and won. He'll be the man who dethroned boxing's biggest superstar on the biggest stage. This fight isn't just about belts. It's about pride, legacy, and, for Canelo, proving that he's still the king of boxing. On September 13th in Las Vegas, the world will get its answer. With all the drama, pressure, and legacy on the line, The boxing world is bracing for one of the most anticipated fights in modern history. Will Canelo defend his throne, or will Crawford make history? Drop your predictions in the comments below. Let's hear it. Alright, fight fans, stay ahead of the game with the latest boxing news, epic moments, and major events. Subscribe to Boxing is Here, turn on notifications, and never miss a beat. Don't forget to check out our other videos for more must-see content. Until next time, peace out.